another 40K in the car video. We're kind of driving right now, so don't mind the noise. But I wanted to get on here because GW just dropped 3 more Space Marine detachments. I believe one of them is Ultramarine specific. They dropped an update, because that's what I want to talk about. The detachments, pretty flavorful, some unique stuff. One thing that comes to mind, lack of AOC. One of the most iconic Space Marine stratagems in the edition, and like all detachments, divergent AOC -1 AP, which is not bad. But they fixed, or they did a patch to Victrix guard, which, like I was explaining in another video, I'm kind of building my Ultramarine list to do Ultra Ravens, is what I'm calling them. Pretty much Ultramarines Raven Guard list, so like Ultramarines and Vanguard Spearhead again. But I wanted to run a brick of Victrix guard. Well, what did they do? Well, they dropped them by 1 wound. And looking at some of these boards and discords, especially Ultramarine players, they're not very happy about it. And some people say, oh, they're just now lesser Blade Guard vets or whatever. Me, I take a different view on this. Playing Inner Circle Companions, and then if you're a Blood Angel player, you understand this too. You're a 3-bodied special chapter unit. I'm top of my head, like I said. Inner Circle Companions and Sanguinary Guard. They're 3-man units. They're all 3 wounds. They have some cool ability that's kind of flavorful or along the lines of the chapter. Sanguinary Guard's like -1 to hit, -1 to wound if greater in melee, or it's something like that. Same with Inner Circle Companions, but it's if they're led by a character, plus they get another bonus for hitting a character. Like if they're going after a character, it's like +1 to hit. But they're 3 wounds apiece. And they're priced a little bit differently. Sanguinary Guard, of course, you got the movement characteristic, but none of them have. Well, I take it back. Sanguinary Guard, I do have an invul, but they all have some kind of flavorfulness or whatnot. So dropping them to 3 wounds isn't bad. Having a 2-up save. In the new detachment, maybe not having Armor to Contempt kind of hinders them a little bit, but they're still good, and they dropped the points on them. They're still good because they have their flavorful little surge move. You have them with Kato, Captain Kato. Or I think even the other one. The other one has a weird reactive move, but I think the regular one is just like a 6-inch reactive move. Put him in the Vanguard Spearhead, charge reactive move. So I'm not like super upset about it. I think it more aligns with the rest of these unique chapter specific units. And dropping points helps a little bit. So what it does make me want to do is maybe just run 1 brick of those guys with Kato, the Captain, the new model, which, by the way, I just got the new model, and the new model is one of the most difficult models to put together. I saw everybody talking about that, and it kind of is. There's some difficulty there, but nothing crazy. Anyway, run 1 brick with him, and then Ventress with maybe Blade Guard vets. And then you just pick who you want to give the deep strike to, and then anyway, well, where I'm at, I got a bunch of antelope here running around. But it just makes you just rethink how you're going to do it, because you have 4 wounds. That was spicy. That was spicy. But 3 wounds, it more aligns them with the rest of the chapters. Still good surge move with the blade champion and ancient. I mean, there's some things there. And with Kato, who's like a mini blade champion himself, he's like a blade champ. What is that? Blade champ minus. I mean, blade champ as in a custodian. Blade champ minus, but he has a reactive move. And what else does he have? He has some else. But anyway, he's got the profile kind of like that. So I like him. I like the unit. I was like, so I'm building that unit with Gilliam, so you get the 2 oaths, and they still got Oath of Moment +1 wound. I don't think they changed that. Running a deep strike unit that's not normally deep strike. Actually, I'm running Calgar, I think, Term Calgar with Assault Terminators. You can give them advance and charge. So not only have the -1 to hit, benefit of cover of a Vanguard Spearhead, the reactive moves in Vanguard Spearhead, the uppy downy in Vanguard Spearhead, but now you have a big brick of guys that can advance and charge, well, granted they're not shooting, but advance and charge in Calgar, 833 baby. I mean, his stuff is killer. I just like it. It fits my way of playing. The only thing I won't have, it looks like in this list, because you bring Roberto, and it's like 340 points, so you end up foregoing some uppy downy stuff like Inceptors, which are very powerful, which they played a pretty key role in my Raven Guard list. But what you don't have there, you have a different uppy downy unit that you can, like, let's say you put the aggressors in uppy downy. Now you're getting them in spots where you are unleashing hell on some other units, horde units. I just keep thinking about the Necron unit that I had this last RTT with my aggressors, where there's like 25 guys, so each one had, with the blast frags. I mean, you're putting in so many wounds, it's incredible. Not to mention lethal hits. If the closest target, you get an AP. If you ranged it just correctly and you use a strat in the Vanguard, you're getting 2 AP, and you're hitting them on 2s, and your lethal hits. And if you have them on you can get reroll 1s with the Lieutenant Combi. I mean, it can get killer. But those are just combinations. I'm just throwing this off the top of my head. I'm still going about it. See, actually, I should put a poll up, because I'm trying to pick an army to go to these GTs with. So in my head right now, because I keep bashing myself around it, I'm looking at 1, Dark Angels, Wrath of the Rock, 2, Custodes, Lines of the Emperor, and we're getting a Custode release, a Horus Heresy one, which might change 40, we don't know. So on the 15th, we'll find out. But so those 2 armies, and then Raven Guard, Spearhead, and then Ultramarine Spearhead. So those 4 armies between the armies, I'm not going to have my Eldar ready in time. So those 4 armies, or I say Blood Angels, which I in Rage Kurt, whatever the new one, but I have to build that army up. So those 4 in the beginning of the year for GTs and RTTs for a while. So I should put a poll up which one, or people can comment and say which one sounds a lot funner, or they'd like to hear about. Maybe even live stream a couple games with them at the next tournament, and just how I build, how I play, because I play, it seems like, a little differently than most, or I have a different view of the game, except from a military perspective, which we always come at, but also from a chess perspective, because I don't get to play that often. So what I end up doing is playing chess on my phone against people around the world, and it does help me tactically with my 40K strategies. So I would like to hear people's thoughts on which army they'd like to see. I mean, it's hard to say, because I'm partial on all of them. I enjoyed that game with Raven Guard, Vanguard Spirit. I enjoyed my Custodes, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like a Superman. And then I enjoy running around with the Lion and his uppy downy shenanigans, plus the reactive chart, or not reactive. Well, it's a charge move in your opponent's charge phase. Charge move, that's fun, and I like the aesthetics. I like Israel, or Azrael. I just like that. I like that. But then I also like Ultramarines, the very stoic, pieces. So that's cool too. And like I said, I like Raven Guard, just the guerrilla warfare tactic type thing. But anyway, if you got thoughts on that, let me know. And I'd like to, I don't know. I still might just choose myself, but I might put a poll up or something for some of you guys to chime in, because I'm really having a tough time that I'm building, because I was like, oh, I'm going to do Dark Angels, and then I was like, oh, let's get Kato. Oh, but it's hard to find Victrix guards, so I got all my ICCs up and running, and then, of course, I got, I just did really well on my Raven Guard. In fact, I scored better. Of course, could be layouts on overall. Besides my games with the Necrons, I scored in the 90s on the other 2 games, and then the Necron one, I kind of fluffed it up a little bit, but I fell into a trap there, which I don't think that trap would have been set as easily if I was running either my my Custodes or the Ultra Ravens, or even the Lion, to be totally honest, because of 4 damage. But regardless of that fact, we're 10 minutes in, so I'm going to end it here, and we'll go from there. Thanks for anybody that's stuck around and watching, because we're start putting more videos up. We're requesting, because there's going to be a GT event up here, and then these RTTs possibly doing some live streaming of those events, or at least for my table where I'm at. That way, you know, it's kind of cool to see how some of these local metas run. And some of these guys here where I'm at, they run some pretty cool, unique lists that you don't see on a lot of these streams, and it's kind of fun and spicy. And these guys are pretty good, funny guys, so they're fun to watch. And then, of course, the GT that's coming up, I'd like to have a specific table set up for that. So we're working on that. That might come down the pike. And of course, I'm going to hit some. But anyway, peace out.